Hello guys and welcome to Odds on Euro, last game of the quarterfinals, Ukraine-England, to be played on Saturday, Olímpico de Roma, and we are going to analyze all the odds and all the tips that Radek Vegas can give us to play some bets. How are you, Radek?
Hey Eduardo, happy to be here. Not so happy that we are not talking about Germany today because they were beaten by England, but so fair enough, England was the better team and is here in the quarterfinals and still one of the best teams in the whole tournament. We expected England to be one of the top favorites before the tournament. The bookies only gave them odds of 6.0, 7.0. Second lowest odd after France. Now France is out, so England might be the top favorite here in this tournament.
Yes, well, we will talk about it a bit later. Remember, guys, you can leave a comment in the video. Also ask any question to Radek, and you will have the chance to win a £10 free bet with Noibet. And of course, if you like our videos, press the like button, subscribe to our channel, and click on the bell to get notifications whenever we do these live videos. Radek, you mentioned, and you are completely right, England was one of the biggest favorites at the beginning of this Euro. I was quite skeptical, but now after beating Germany, something that many of us didn't expect, the odds for England to win the tournament are getting low. They are going for the easiest part of the draw, although let's see. And also I read recently that they have the higher chance of any other team to reach to the final. Of course, they are going to face now Ukraine, which is a completely underdog. And then remember, they have Denmark or Czech Republic in the semifinals.
Yes, and this is one point that England has no really big opponent in this tournament. So we can argue if Germany was really a good opponent or if they were another disappointing tournament like at the World Cup 2018. And in my opinion, England was not a good team or not the better team in this game. They made more out of their chances. They were good in defending, two solid points to win against Germany. But is this enough to compete against teams like Ukraine? Maybe it has to compete against Czech Republic. They did already in the group stage where they won 1-0, or did they draw? I'm not sure.
1-0.
Yeah, I think 1-0 they won. Yeah, and besides Sterling, they don't have any scorers. Okay, Harry Kane made a goal, but I think this was not too brilliant. And I see it the same like you, that I really don't trust England, that they are really good. They have to win against Ukraine for sure, because this is really a surprise and a sensation that the Ukraine is in the quarterfinals here. Yeah, but in a game against Sweden, it was like a coin flip. So each team could win this game, and at the end, Ukraine had more power and deserved to stay here in the quarterfinals. I read some English newspapers, and one expert in England said that it would be the biggest disaster in English football history if they don't win against the Ukraine. And this is a kind of arrogant, and I'm not sure if the Ukraine is that easy to beat. I hope not. I really think it's not the best to bet on England as champion of the tournament, because I think Spain is much better. Italy is much better than England. And at the end, you get really low odds on England. And they didn't prove that they are really good. So they have to prove again against the Ukraine, and that is the point. Why should they now explode and make 10 goals or 4 goals like everyone expects in every game before, but they didn't deliver? And now I think it's a dangerous game, very dangerous game for England, because now they think it's too easy to beat them, and Ukraine has nothing to lose. They are the underdog. They have odds of 8 or even 9.5. No one expects them to even have a chance. The English odd is kind of right, but I don't like these small favorite odds, because you win only 45%, but you risk to lose 100% if there is a surprise and we see a draw in this game, or the Ukraine wins. At the end, maybe I would say England should win this game closely again, about 2-0 or 2-1, because their defense was strong enough. But Ukraine scored in every game. They even scored twice against Netherlands. And so, they are a really attractive team. I think they might have a chance, but all English watchers, I'm sorry. We have to see realistic. The English team didn't prove that they are really this high champion.
Yeah, there are several points here, Radek. One is that probably in the island, in England, they are seeing themselves as big favorites. Is coming home. They are coming also from 2 good years. Also, they arrived to the semifinals of the World Cup with Southgate, of course, great coach. He managed to build a team, which is not easy with a national team, always more complicated. But it's true that from objective perspective, England is not shining for me. It was not shining in the World Cup. It's not shining in this Euro. The biggest thing that they are doing, of course, is keeping their goal locked down. They haven't conceded a goal yet. It's the only team who have not conceded a goal yet. England, historically, they've always had problems with the goalkeepers, and now they have Jordan Pickford performing really well. But it's a team that there is nothing to highlight apart from the defense strength. Sterling is the top goal scorer, as you mentioned, 3 goals. He was not shining. He was not good. He didn't have a good season, but Southgate insisted on him. So good for sure for him. Then Harry Kane, he's been really bad in this Euro. He looks very, very slow and out of form. He's, of course, starting as well. Good options like Saka, of course, he's bringing strength to the English national team. And then Grealish, a player that everyone is talking about him, but he's never starting. He has the quality. He's a good changer for a game, as he showed against Germany, giving 1 assist, participating also in Sterling goal. But when we check the odds, you mentioned before with Germany, Radek, that German odds are very low because all Germans are betting on their national team because they are very optimistic with them. Probably it's the same with England. We always see England's odds are very, very low, and probably it's because we all know that English people, they love betting, and they are just putting all their money exactly on their national team. And these odds, maybe they are fair. Of course, England is way favorite. Ukraine never arrived to this stage of a big competition. But 1.45, England have not been that good against any team in this Euro, actually.
No, in this case, we can watch to the Asian handicaps maybe and find some value on the underdog. But I already have had a look about it, and you have to bet on Asian handicap plus 1.25 on Ukraine. That means you only win the half of the money if there is a loss with 1 goal behind. And this is a bit dangerous because the expectation is that England wins this game again 2-0, that Yarmolenko might score his 3rd goal in this tournament. Chances are, about 50%, I think, a bit lower. So if this is the case, Ukraine will struggle here, and they have not the best defense. They conceded 3 goals against the Netherlands. They conceded even a goal against North Macedonia and Austria, and Sweden. They concede goals in every game. So you named it. Sterling is doing a great job in the English offense. So it's yeah, it might be an open door for England, like it was against Germany, and they will score at least twice. Maybe this is a good option to bet on goals on England, more than 1.5 goals. If we get some odds on only betting on English goals, because I think the Ukraine can't stand here the whole time, not getting a lot of goals, and this might be an option.
If we check the total goals market overall of the game, we have over 2.5 goals, 2.12, and under 2.5 goals, 1.8. We are seeing that England, we never see many goals, but we are seeing goals in the Ukrainian game. Would you go for over then here?
No, I won't ever go. I will never go for over goals because I think England's style of play is a defense one, but on the other hand, for sure they have to score to advance to the half final here. And as I told you, the Ukraine is not good in the defense. That's why I won't bet in total goals, only total goals of England. If we get good odds of 1.5 goals of England, this might be a good bet if you get about 2.0 or something like that. If you get lower odds on that, then I won't bet on this. This might be an interesting thing here.
We were talking about Sterling. Actually, he's scored 3 out of the 4 goals of England. We have to see only Alan Shearer in 1996 with 5 goals and Wayne Rooney in 2004 with 4 goals score more than Raheem Sterling. For sure, the player in form with England. And rather talking about Ukraine, David is telling us Yaremchuk to score. We have to talk, of course, about that great couple they have in Ukraine. Yaremchuk and Yarmolenko, they basically score all the goals of this national team, except, of course, the last one who gave them the ticket to the quarterfinals, scored by Dovbyk. Also, Zinchenko was able to score against Sweden, but Yaremchuk, Yarmolenko, this couple, this duo were able to score both goals against Macedonia, also against the Netherlands. Yarmolenko, he knows, of course, the Premier League. He's playing for West Ham and is a player that shines in this kind of short tournaments because he has a lot of quality, but he has no consistency. And also Zinchenko, the Manchester City player who was the best player, of course, against Sweden. These are the best players of this Ukraine that we were analyzing before, of course, the game Ukraine-Sweden, Radek, and we were saying that Ukraine didn't beat anyone actually to be in this stage of the tournament. Their only success was beating North Macedonia, something that every team in a Euro should do. And now they were able also to beat Sweden. You said it, it was a coin flip and it was head for them with that goal in the 121st minute. So I think no one expected them to be here. They play with no pressure. Even Shevchenko is saying that it's already great going through the group stage, and everything beyond that point was a present. That could play also in their favor. No, they are with no pressure. They are completely the underdog. They've already made the job. Whereas, as you said, for England, it would be a tragedy completely if they are knocked out by Ukraine.
Yeah, and one interesting point is that Croatia didn't win any game after the group stage in World Cup 2018 in 90 minutes. They always were in the overtime or in penalty, and they lost the final. And maybe Ukraine doesn't have to win games in 90 minutes, and this could be their chance. But yeah, this is an interesting point that they only won against North Macedonia, which is not a benchmark for them. On the other hand, David Vasiliev, thanks for your comments. Interesting name, maybe a mixture out of David, English, and Vasiliev could be Ukraine maybe, or even in the eastern part of Europe. So maybe you're interested in this game a lot. And yeah, Yaremchuk score is an option, I think. But on the other hand, the Ukraine didn't face a really tough defense. Okay, Swedish defense was good, but still not unbreakable. And we have Yarmolenko, who is a good player, but he only made 15 games for West Ham this season and didn't score in 15 games. So that he scored in this tournament was, one of the biggest surprises. He was playing for Borussia Dortmund some years ago, where he made also some good games. As you said, he's not consistent, and that's why I won't bet on any of them, even if they made some good games in the group stage. Nothing but an England win would be a surprise. I don't bet on surprises. I don't bet on low odds. That's why I'm really hard to find value here. And the only thing I really like is betting on 2 goals or more on England. And maybe if you think Ukraine is also scoring in this game, then over 2.5 is a good option. But I don't see it here really. Not even Germany had a chance to score against England, and
Müller.
So,
of course.
They had the chance, of course, but they didn't. And Germany had 9-5 shots on goal against England, and they didn't score against them because Pickford saved one great shot of I don't know who was it. I think Goretzka. And this is a really good point, because the English goalkeepers always had a tradition of being really bad, and now Pickford did a good job.
Exactly. David is telling us both teams to score. The odds are 2.4 for this because, as we've mentioned, England is the only team who haven't conceded a goal yet. So the bookies don't expect to see Ukraine scoring in this game. Both teams to score no, which could be another option if we only think that England is going to score. Odds are lower, around 1.6, 1.65. No. Can be another option, but it's difficult, right, Radek, to find good value in this game?
Yeah, you can definitely find always value on higher odds. So I won't bet on low odds. The higher odds are really attractive here, 2.5 around for a goal of both teams. If you think David Vasiliev, that the Ukraine's strikers are good enough to beat the English defense, then go for it. Then you find the value. In my opinion, I really think it's a kind of, it's more than gambling and highly speculative, because the facts are really clear. England has a really good defense. And that's why I think Ukraine has to be happy to reach the quarterfinals, and every surprise is over someday. And if they will surprise here, it will be a surprise, but that's what I don't bet on. And so if you think the chances are good enough, better than 40% that they might score, then you find value on these odds. And it's always a very subjective point of view, finding value, and I don't think so.
Okay, then let's go for England to score more than 1.5 goals. This is your favorite bet. We have to say that Shevchenko cannot count also on Artem Besedin, who was the player who got that tackle from Danielsson, the Swedish player that was sent off. He got a knee injury, so one player less for Shevchenko, but he usually, is not one of the stars for sure of this national team. Let's see, Radek, if we see a huge surprise, one of the biggest surprises of this Euro, Ukraine beating England. Be careful, because we saw already Switzerland beating or knocking out France. This was for me a bigger surprise than this one. Or, as everyone suspects, England will go through to the semifinals. And then this actually is going to be the only game that England will play outside Wembley. Again, this will be played in the Olimpico de Roma. The next 2 games, semifinals and final, will be played at Wembley. Then, Radek, Let's go here for goals for England. Thanks for being with us, and thanks everyone. Also, you can still leave a comment in the video and get a £10 free bet with Novibet. And of course, if you enjoy our videos, press the like button, subscribe, click the bell to get notifications. And Radek, see you very soon. Let's enjoy the Euro. Still 1 week to go.
Thank you. Good luck, everyone, with your bet, and don't bet too much. And see you next time.